Welcome back to building a $1 million a month business group / empire in public. This is day number 9. So it's the 9th of April at 9:53 p.m. in Dubai. If you're new here, this is like a daily update, daily vlog channel where we have a bit of a dive into a few different things. So I'll run us through that now. So we have a dive into Q&A. So if anyone's got any questions, drop them as a comment. We'll take care of them. At the moment, we have none because it's a new channel. So drop some messages. 2, we do a daily check-in in terms of targets we're looking to reach internally in my company. At the moment, it's the marketing agency, just so you can sort of build it in public really and keep along. And the last thing we do is a business debrief. So either steps I'm looking to take going forwards, or things we've discovered during the day, which I think might be useful to people. So like I said, it's a bit of a ramble, a bit of a chit chat and things on there, but hopefully it should help out and things. So, a little bit of clarification. Like I said, it's the 9th update. Day 9th of April, 2025 on the end of it, right? So, business goals for us. We have a few business goals. So our main goal is 10 clients by the 10th of April, which is one day away on that side of it. We do have an extension up to the 15th if we need it. How are we looking on that side? Currently, we've got 7 out of 10 clients signed and ready to go. On that flip side, we also have 1, 2, 3, 4 contracts out, plus an extra 2 out today, actually. So we've got 6 contracts out at the moment. I'm fairly confident some of those should close. We'll be doing follow-up to sort them out and to get them done, right? Now, that's generally the game plan we have on there. That's what we're aiming towards on a client point of view. If we sign those, it's about 25,000 to 35,000 USD extra per month to our bottom line. So it's a fucking good goal to hit and a good goal to get through the gate. Now, after that, what's the next step we want to look at is hiring. So at the moment, we're trying to hire a video editor and we're also trying to hire a tech specialist. So at the moment, the one that we need mostly is the tech specialist. We have a few more interviews scheduled this week. I'm confident by the beginning of next week, this will be hired and this will be taken care of. The video editor, I'm taking a little bit slower. This is us now, to be honest with you, just because it's not as much of a priority. The tech specialist is the one taking up 60-70% of my time as it comes through. So that's where we are with the business. It's looking good. Like I said, revenue wise, we're still aiming on that end of it. Yeah. So in terms of what we're focusing on, if you've been following along recently, you'll be knowing that we're having some issues with staff members not using their own brain on that end of it. So if you've ever had this before, I always call it weaponized incompetence, where people find it easier to ask you. So that's the route they'll go down rather than using their own brain. So one thing we've now done to implement that, to get team members to use their own brain. So if you're struggling with people thinking on their own 2 feet, this is how we've gone about it on this side. So super straightforward. What we've done is we've implemented an option where we've killed all private messaging. So there is no private messaging allowed at all. The reason we've done that is you'll find on private messaging, most people, when they message, there'll be stupid questions because there's no embarrassment. So if you go back 3 videos ago, I talked about publicly shaming the team to fix mistakes. And again, it ties into publicly shaming the team for not using their brain cells. All right. So first thing is we banned all private messaging. Gone. Can't do that anymore. The second thing we did is anytime somebody asks a question, they have to give us a summary of the question. So whatever the issue is, and they need to give us a solution on that side. If they don't have those 2 things, their message will get completely ignored. And then they also have to go into a group chat. So they have to go into, say, I don't know, if it's the tech team, they'll go into tech-team-questions, right? And they have to post in their summary and solution on that side of it if they want to reply. If they don't reply to that, they'll be banned, they'll be ignored. So that is for urgent issues, all right? So if they've got urgent issues, that's where they go. Now, there's one other thing, which is, what if they don't have urgent issues, right? So you just have a question. They're going through training. They're not sure on things, however it might look, right? So in that side of it, we've set up on ClickUp. If anyone's familiar with ClickUp, you can use ClickUp. You can use Monday. You can use Notion. Really does not matter. You just need a place to store a team member's Q&As. So for example, you'd have Hadley Q&A on that side, right? And then what they do is if they have questions, they put them into this pot, right? They put them into this board and same structure, summary, solution, summary, solution. If there's no solution, the message is deleted and they aren't being helped, right? And then it'll be flagged on their end of month report. So what we do is we put it in there, summary, solution, summary, solution, summary, solution. And then once a day at 4 p.m., those will be reviewed. by the team member. So by whoever it's going to be, whoever their manager is, whoever's leading them, whoever's training them, will review them once a day at 4 p.m. and reply to that for them. Now, the good thing about this, two things. Three things to like. One, it takes things off of your plate, right? This is meant to be a plate. No idea what that is. Takes things off of your plate so you're not getting harassed 24/7, right? We're working remote. If someone messages you on Slack constantly, if you've got 20, 30 team members, it's a fucking nightmare. So one, take stuff off of your plate. Two, it causes people to start to think for themselves, right? Again, I don't know what these symbols are. Because one, they're having to put the summary and the solution. And two, they're going to have to wait for a reply. So sometimes they just figure it out in that time, right? So it causes people to think for themselves. And then three, one of the most important things is ongoing resources, So not only are you collecting a database of questions and knowledge gaps that you have within your training, perhaps, on that side of it, which is good for training new team members, the other thing you're doing is you're creating an individual knowledge base for that team member. So if you notice Amy is always asking the same question, as long as she's putting it into her knowledge base, over time, she'll then have that knowledge in there. And then what you do is once that's then built out, the next step is to consolidate all of this. And then you start to say to that team member or new team members, have you checked your knowledge base? And then what happens is become more and more self-sufficient. So you group these by department. So you'll have like after sales team, call center team, marketing team. So any single question you have will go into that knowledge base itself. So say if Amy's asked 50 questions over the last 3 months, when we then hire Robert, if he's got any questions, he searches them first on ClickUp in the knowledge base, and then they're pre-answered for him. And you want to get into that rhythm where people start to engage their brains and use their own brains, right? And the way that you do that, like I said, is one, by never answering something without making them first give you their solution, right? So super important, and think that you have that in play as it comes into it. So that's something we've rolled out at the moment, and did a meeting on it. And the final thing to really pull this whole system together outside of, like I said, summary and solution, creating a board on ClickUp to store the knowledge, or Notion, or wherever you're going to do it, like Notion, ClickUp, Asana, Monday, anything will work. Pick any of the above. There's no affiliate code. Maybe I should get one on that end of it. And then the final bit to tie all of it together is you just let people know, and you do something called pre-digesting the information. So if I said to you now, hey, can you not message us, please? Can you please put it in here? Because it slows us down. They've got to think, well, how could it slow them down? Why would it slow them down? So a better way to do it is for them to say, hey, I need you to do these messages. The reason for this role is you're there to alleviate pressure from us. For you to ask me all of those questions, I might as well do the job myself. And it's not worthwhile for me to have this role. That's one way you can do it. And you can even just further break it down. Say, the reason I need you to do this is because that means I can't work on other aspects of the business. So if you're a manager, you might say, it means I can't continue to improve systems for you to make your life better. If you're a founder doing sales, you say, great, if you guys are doing this, I can't do sales, the business won't grow. Everybody's here to work as a team and complement each other. So that is, like I said, pre-digesting your information and being as transparent as possible as we actually come into it. So that little system, those 3 components on that side of it, like I said, public questions, when they ask the questions, public questions, make sure they've got summary and solution, creating a knowledge base that they update and you review once per day at 4 p.m. And then finally, pre-digesting the information and explaining why it's a problem. Past that point, if people still don't follow that system, then the only chance you've got, obviously, is to do written warnings and then proceed to fire them eventually. Because at the end of the day, we're not hiring people to ask us questions. We're hiring people to take pressure off of ourselves. So we need to make sure that's in play. And that is it. That is my little nugget of wisdom today. Hopefully it helps somebody out on that end of it. Try it out if you do use it. Drop a fucking comment. We need some comments. We want some in here. I need some questions to answer. I need to pad these videos out. I need to get that 20, 25 minute mark. I can only ramble for so long to myself off the top of my head, right? So that's what I've got for you at the moment, beautiful people. I'll leave it with you. Remember, don't forget, eat shit if you want to grow.